Covering Jacksonville Beach now, where charges against a caretaker are being dropped because of a technicality.
And the caretaker was accused of stealing thousands of dollars from an elderly disabled woman. News4Jax reporter Eric Avanier joins us live tonight. Eric, the case was getting ready to go to trial.
Yes, it was getting ready to go to trial right here at the Duval County courthouse, but the state attorney's office tells News4Jax they had to drop the case because the 78-year-old victim, who was also the prosecution's star witness, recently died. Now, a Jacksonville defense attorney who has no affiliation with the case says this is a technicality that many people might not be aware of.
And she would come in and she was so helpful.
Back in December, we spoke with 78-year-old Carolyn Chillette after she learned her credit union account had been completely drained. Jacksonville Beach police investigated the matter and said Chillette's caretaker was responsible.
I was overdrawn.
According to investigators, Chillette, who was physically disabled, depended on her caretaker to shop for her.
So I would give her authorization to use my card to buy my groceries.
But investigators say the caretaker used Chillette's debit card to pay for personal items. Records also show there were daily $500 ATM cash withdrawals. A total of $27,000 were reported stolen. The caretaker was charged with exploiting an elderly person in credit card fraud. Fast forward to this month, prosecutors who were getting ready for trial dropped the case after learning Chillette died.
The state has to prove.
Defense attorney Randy Reep has no affiliation to the case. He says even though there is store and ATM video surveillance of the caretaker using the debit card and hundreds of transaction statements creating a paper trail, prosecutors could not allow the case to go forward without the victim.
You have to keep in mind that both the U.S. Constitution and the Florida Constitution provides for what's called the confrontation clause. You get to face your accuser. Without her testimony to say that those transactions weren't authorized, there's really, it appears, no other way to get that evidence in.
And without the victim testifying, the caretaker's defense attorney is not able to cross-examine the accuser. The caretaker's close relatives live in another state. They reached out to News4Jax in outrage. They wrote a letter to us that reads in part, "We are ashamed and appalled at the justice system in Jacksonville for letting her get away with this despicable crime against that poor defenseless woman. Ms. Chillette's last days on this earth were spent in stress and worry because of what our relatives stole from her." Now, attorney Randy Reeves also went on to say that it's not often the prosecution will lose a material witness in a case like this. He also says this is a really good example as to why criminal cases can be very challenging. Reporting live from outside the Duval County Courthouse, Eric Avanier, Channel 4, the local station.